Hi, I'm Dapo, founder at Roomii, where we help you lease out your furniture to people who don't want to own it. Meet Greg. It's the 15th of the month and his lease is up. He looks at his furniture and realizes every piece can't go. He heads over to Facebook Marketplace and posts his items there. Next, he hits Let Go, Offer Up, Nextdoor, and reposts them there as well. Before he knows it, it's the end of the month and he spent the past 2 weeks negotiating endless Let Go sales, contemplating putting his furniture up in storage, or worse, doing a roadside sale for a drop-off. Just ask his friends. Nothing so that he's getting desperate. But wait, the problem gets worse. It's worse because people need furniture. People move. Everyone's gone remote. When Jenny needs new furniture, she's either waiting 6 months due to a supply chain issue, dealing with a nightmare 10-hour IKEA project, or worried about dealing with a serial killer. So, meet Roomii, the only online marketplace where you can rent out your furniture to people who don't want to own it. Turn your high-end chair or coffee table into a monthly income stream while helping people furnish this space in style for however long they need it. Think Rent the Runway meets Airbnb for furniture. For furniture owners, we provide convenience, flexibility, and an extra source of passive income. And for renters, we give them broad selection with zero ownership and without buyer's remorse. And before our launch last November, we had over 600 furniture fanatics waiting to be seated on our wait list. And the opportunity is huge. The entire space is $17 billion with a short-term addressable market of $1 billion a year. And this is how we plan to pay the rent. Owners pay a flat service fee of 5%, and renters pay between 5 to 20% of the listing subtotal and a one-time 30% fee to cover delivery, return, and cleaning of the furniture. And within this group, we target hypermobile urban dwellers jumping from apartment to apartment and city to city that own high-end modern furniture or need great furniture without the commitment of ownership. And the way we plan to get to these people in the first place, our go-to-market strategy is built around targeting right where people have to pay. That is when you're looking to store your furniture, or you own a second place you're monetizing that needs a refresh like an Airbnb, or an apartment that's not fully furnished that you might just find on Zillow. And in this space, we have studied our competitors and found out what's missing is a curated pre-owned category with an easy lease. But what makes this the right time are these next numbers here. This trend opens up a large opportunity for Roomii because not only is there a greater demand for flexible furniture solutions, but there's a massive supply of commercial grade furniture available from companies who don't have employees coming in anymore and have to do something besides their furniture collecting dust. The future of Roomii is not only renting from Greg or Jenny from the block, but from the offices of Google and Grubhub as well. So why me? I'm a two-time technical founder who spent the last 20 years in the commercial furniture industry as a product development engineer. I started Roomii when I had to furnish my home office during the pandemic lockdown and quickly realized that nice furniture was cost prohibitive. That led to Roomii. Furniture is in demand like never before. We've raised $50K off a prototype and now seeking $50K to go to market. So while we recognize the car industry has solved this problem with Turo and the clothing industry with Rent the Runway, a solution is needed for furniture. We're Roomii, bringing the circular and sharing economies together. Let's get comfy. Thank you.
I gotta ask you, have you been through an accelerator program, or like, I'm curious how you came to this pitch in this deck.
How I came to pitching this deck?
I mean, how'd you come to formulating this pitch and designing this deck? Yeah, go ahead. I'm curious.
Very good question. So this is my second startup. My first startup is called City Spoon in the restaurant industry. So I've always had an eye for aesthetics. I actually designed my deck myself because when you're in the commercial furniture space, it's all about not just functionality, but how it looks. So in terms of accelerator, I've gone through the 1871's 1871's program. I've taken it through YC's startup school as well.
Okay, this is impressive, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I am really seeing two people come with like a deck that's clean, and you kind of obviously put your pitch through a lot of ringers. But my only question for you is, it's a marketplace to a certain, and then therein be the chicken and egg challenge. So I think you have a really good idea around like what could potentially work go to market wise through like distribution partners. But like, how do we determine? I've already made up my mind a little bit how it could work, but like, how do you determine whether or not like the average consumer will actually purchase it, right? I know as a furniture owner, instantly see the value, right? I want to put it on the marketplace, boom, boom, boom. But like for the people who like need the furniture, how do we know that this could scale? There's enough people who want to pay monthly to furnish their spot. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So if we look at cars and homes, people are already taking out, like, for example, Toro, for example, people are already renting other people's cars.
Mhm.
People are already renting spaces under people's homes. So the largest next thing that we own as people is furniture. And a lot of our target market are usually people that are just getting their first job out of college, that have a high taste, or they want aspirational furniture, but they don't want to commit to it yet. And one of the things that we've noticed is that when we study a lot of the listings on Facebook Marketplace, the people that own it and the people that are renting it, there's a lot of activity there that proves to us that there is a there for us to actually rent out these furnitures as opposed to trying to buy them and own them up front and try to deal with it later on. If you don't like the furniture piece or you change your taste or something, you don't have to deal with all those headaches involved with it. That's where we come in to create this platform to help people test the tires before they actually commit to buying a particular style of furniture.
You talked about, Dapo, great presentation, by the way, but you talked about the implications of the pandemic and the acceleration of the business, right? How do you see the pandemic impacting as it relates to people's anxiety around cleanliness and things of that nature? What are you doing to ease the anxieties of people who have those fears?
Absolutely. So one of the things that we introduced early 2020 when we started thinking through the concept is to make sure that we clean the furniture to CDC standards. So it's not just wiping down the furniture. CDC has a whole bunch of standards that you have to follow to clean a surface, to clean a fabric. And those are the kind of things that we have introduced into our platform. We actually stated on the website that it's going to be clean to CDC standards to make sure that you are comfortable receiving somebody else's furniture. The advantage of that is that when you buy something from Facebook Marketplace right now, it comes with everything that the person was doing with the furniture before. They hardly clean it. So we're not just about cleaning the furniture, but want to make sure that we address the anxiety associated with COVID-19 and have it clean to CDC standards. And to answer one additional question, we don't do beds. We do bed frames. So we want to make sure we stay away from beds as well, but we do any other kind of furniture as well.
James, you're muted.
Magnificent presentation. I love the idea. I think I love what you're doing. I'm just curious to know about the 600 plus people who already signed up. Have you looked at their profile? What kind of people are they? What can you tell us about them?
Yes. On average, what we've noticed about the 600 plus people that sign up on the platform, they range from the age of 25 to about 35. They're either in their last year of school or about to graduate. They tend to be people that could be potentially pre-med students, medical students that are doing a rotation in another city, for example. We've noticed that some of them could be part of the military family that are constantly moving around and not committed to a particular location. We have a couple of people that, looking at their profile, tend to even fall between that super host of an Airbnb that just wants to switch out their space to freshen up for their potential guests. So when we look at the gambit, we notice that they're not super young. They're not 18 to 24, but they're 20. They're in college, their last year of college, getting their first job. They live downtown. They live downtown. They're urbanites, and they tend to move a lot, moving from apartment to city as they continue they continue to just enjoy life at that early stages of their careers. So those are the kind of people that we've noticed are part of that mix.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great job.